In Peru, a movie about a woman who dared to speak out against communist guerrillas takes top honors.
And in the Alps, Swiss Television and Radio International will introduce us to some serious letters.
A new airport for Palestinians offers renewed hope in the struggle for independence.
And money problems may force Britain's Duchess of York to vacate her royal home. Welcome to CNN World Report, a forum for international journalists around the world. I'm Ralph Wendy.
And I'm Asiye Namdar. Some government officials in the United States are becoming more frustrated with Yugoslav President Slobodan Milosevic. They say the Serbian leader is part of the problem, not the solution. Mr. Milosevic refuses to remove Serb police from a key position in Kosovo, which would allow hundreds of ethnic Albanian refugees to return home. The ongoing conflict in Kosovo is a constant reminder to neighboring Macedonia of what could happen there. Macedonian and Albanian political parties formed a new coalition government in Macedonia, which was approved this week. Meanwhile, the government led by Prime Minister Lupcho Georgievski has approved a NATO plan to base troops in Macedonia to protect international monitors in Kosovo.
Now, Kosovo's majority population is 90% ethnic Albanian. Many families have been living there for decades, side by side with the Serbs. But to escape the fighting, some have fled to Albania, a country that can neither support nor welcome them. CNN with that story.
A flight over Albania, one of Europe's poorest countries, reveals its harsh land. Steep mountains cover 75% of the country, and its villages sit on the barren mountain tops. In the rest of Albania, agriculture is the main industry, accounting for 50% of the country's gross domestic product and jobs. But unemployment is high. The official figure is 13%, in a country where inflation has hit the 50% mark. In Albania's struggling economy, the biggest problem today is the flow of refugees both in and out of the country. Since the fall of communism, Albania's crushing poverty has forced 10% of its citizens to move to other countries in search of a better life. The diaspora is even larger. But whenever there is political discrimination, thousands return, and the flow of refugees into Albania is unstoppable. Earlier this year, thousands fled Kosovo to escape a Serbian military crackdown. Many were ethnic Albanians who had lived peacefully with Serbs for generations. Kosovo is a very sensitive issue, not only to Albania, but to the whole of the Balkans. A war in Kosovo that triggers ethnic Albanian separatism and instability in Albania could easily spread to neighboring countries where many other ethnic Albanians live. That's why Kosovo is the fuse, but Albania is the bomb. In a country where half of the population spied on the other half during communist rule, one of the biggest problems facing Albanians is tearing down the walls of mistrust. This surfaced last year when many were deceived in a government-backed investment scam. Violence broke out and thousands took to the streets where more than 1 million weapons were stolen from the Albanian army. Besides Albania's inexperience with the open market economy, the lack of physical infrastructure like highways and water is still an obstacle to international investors. Until last year, there was only one major multinational company investing in Albania. But the future looks promising. Oil has been recently discovered, and as world metal prices are expected to rise, Albania now ranks third in chrome production, accounting for 10% of the world's supply. A United Nations survey predicts the Albanian economy will make a comeback by next year. And according to a